Thank you, Spike, for inviting me to join you again this year. The Superhero Project uses creative thinking in the arts to inspire youth with special needs and serious illnesses. You'll hear exactly how we do that during the encore presentation, but basically we work with kids from all over the country and in fact all over the world. Since last year, we've had a number of special events and new things. We have become an official 501c3 nonprofit organization. So it's switched from just being something I do to something that is, which is very exciting. We've worked with families in 17 countries, with artists from, I think, 19 different countries now. And we've had nearly 300 artists who have contributed pieces. And we're over 630 characters that have been created since we started. And we've also had a number of wonderful collaborations over the years, besides our friends here at CDPUG, Ron and Lauren, who have both created characters, as well as a number of other Cleveland artists. We've worked with groups in different ways. The Animation Guild will have an article about us in their June quarterly magazine. We've also worked with the Art of Autism, Atomic Cartoons, Glasgow Creative Artists, the Cleveland Institute of Art, Copernicus Studios, Drawn from Valor, Exceptional Minds Studio, Jam City, Lightbox Expo, Nickelodeon, Signing Animation, Titmouse Animation Studio, Toon Boom, Women in Animation Vancouver, and Yowza Animation. So we continue to look for collaborations with all different kinds of companies and organizations. And we, in addition to the individual families that we meet, we've also worked with several different organizations, including Prentice Autism Center here in Cleveland, and DCFS, the Department of Children and Family Services, working with kids in the foster care system. So we're keeping busy. And Spike, if you want to show the presentation last year. Thank you again for.
Okay. So these are, before I actually click and start the link, these are all the, there's the presentations from last year. Actually, all the showcases that we've done are recorded in here, and then all the programs that we've done since the pandemic over Zoom are all here, so you can watch them. So I guess you can do encore presentations of all of these. And I wanted to make sure that the links are very meager, and I think that, you know, I send them to customers or clients I know that I think would benefit from them. So I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that these were here. And then also just to give another thank you to Sarah Coggins, who actually edits the video and uploads them and makes sure that the content's appropriate. So this is on the CDPUG page. You can find this on YouTube. We have our logo there, but apparently, like, I think if you do CDPUG, you find us, but because there was already a CDPUG, you'll see the space here, and so our branding isn't 100% perfect, but you'll find us. So I'm going to go ahead and start Lisa's presentation here.
Lisa Kollins is the founder of the Superhero Project and the administrator of the Case Western Reserve University Schubert Center for Child Studies, which bridges research, policy, practice, and education for the well-being of children, adolescents, and families. For 9 years, she was a program specialist for Camp Sunrise, the only camp in Ohio for youth impacted by HIV/AIDS, where the Superhero Project began. And I would like to tell you that I saw an article about Lisa in the Plain Dealer telling about what she's doing. And I thought she would be perfect for the showcase since she's doing something with art and with heart. So I really wanted to invite her, and I'm glad that she responded when I reached out to her.
Thank you, Spike. The Superhero Project uses creative thinking in the arts to inspire children with serious illnesses and special needs. We combine illustration, storytelling, art therapy, community building, and the power of imagination as a tool for healing. I've interviewed over 400 kids about their superhero alter egos and how they want to improve the world. Each child is then paired with an artist who designs the character, a visual representation of their strength, courage, and resilience. During interviews at Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital and elsewhere, very few kids actually mention their illness, which is exactly the point. This is about seeing the whole child, not just a patient. Families from across the US and in 6 other countries so far also reach out to us through social media. I've been able to connect with families via video chat throughout this pandemic, and bringing them smiles during this anxious time is a real privilege. In interviews, we first ask the kids to tell us about their real selves, who they are inside, and this is a critical part of the process. One mom of a special needs child explained, as parents on this journey, we are regularly faced with having to detail all the things our kiddo can't do. Sharing what makes our child a superhero really resonated with me. It's a cool and meaningful way to showcase the awesomeness of our differently abled warriors. The next step is conceptualizing the superhero characters. Who do you fight for? What do you stand for? How will you make the world a better place? The kids share what's important to them and to their families. Superhero Ali Riemann explained how the interview impacted her healing. Visualizing myself as physically strong helped me endure the pain I experienced during the hardest days. While my real body was consumed by pain, my inner hero remained unstoppable. The collaboration between the artist and child is meaningful and magical for both of them. Even without meeting in person, there's a connection. The artists get a glimpse of the child's personality, character, and strength, and photos show just how valued the posters are. In the artist's notes that they write to the kids, the families recognize that they're sharing their time and talent to design these personal gifts for the best possible reasons, to be kind and inspire joy. Beautiful thank you notes from families are a testament to their gratitude and a window into just how much the artwork will be treasured forever, especially for those families who have subsequently lost their young superheroes. We also share the superhero artwork with the community. An exhibit currently at UH features their rainbow patients. By interviewing so many African American, Latinx, Native American, Arab American, and Asian American youth, we created a new pantheon of superheroes of color. Knowing that people of color are too often overlooked and underrepresented in popular culture and art, I curated a touring exhibit that features those characters specifically, kids who are doubly marginalized, young people of color who are also ill or disabled. Local artist activist Amanda King explains representational justice this way: to see the full spectrum of marginalized individual identities represented in images helps to increase equity in our world. By visually transforming youth of color, we're celebrating their individuality, their imagination, and their power. Recently, we welcomed kids from after-school programs in Collinwood and an Islamic charter school to the exhibit at Waterloo Arts. Another community connection is with the Cleveland Institute of Art, where animation students like Amanda Berry, who's here tonight, were matched with children, designed posters, and then brought the characters to life in an animated short. The most difficult challenge of the Superhero Project is continually recruiting artists to participate. We've collaborated with over 300 comic book and storyboard artists, animators, character designers, children's book illustrators, and graphic designers, among others. Because their contributions are done via email, they can be located anywhere in America and in the world, and they are. Besides Cleveland folks, including CDPUG member Lauren Smith, we've worked with artists in 8 countries so far. Marietta Williams writes, "The Superhero Project gives me the opportunity to use my creative skills to bring joy to kids like Cristiano. Seeing his smile in photos was a delight when drawing him, but his reaction to the drawing brought me to tears. It makes the work so rewarding." I'd love to connect with more CDPUG artists. From Spike's recommendations and the showcases I've seen, I know that our superhero families would be lucky to be matched with you. Thanks very much for letting me share this very special labor of love.
So Lisa, your superpower is that you could be 2 places at the same time. And aren't you glad that you changed your outfit? Aren't you?
Yeah, I know. It's funny listening to those listening to the statistics and the things that I said in that, and I'm like, wow, a lot has happened in just 10 months or whenever that was, including that we launched our new website. So I'll send you the new info for that so it can be updated.
Okay.
With
And
that.
we can put that in our e-zine.
Great.
And one thing I wanted to share, which I overlooked, let me see if I can go back a little bit. Let me share my screen one more time. And then when I forgot that YouTube goes right, it keeps going on. So it actually went into Aurelia's presentation from last year, who's here. So I want to go to, I overlooked mentioning this. So I wanted to show your caricature. This is what Ron Hill drew of all the presenters last year, which we used at the beginning of the YouTube video, and I shared with all the speakers so that they could use it for any kind of artistic purposes that they wanted. And Ron's here someplace if you want to wave at everyone, Ron. Ron is going to be doing caricatures again for us this year. So if you're a speaker, you'll be getting one of these, and this will be posted to the YouTube page. So thank you very much for doing that, Ron. I wanted to make sure I appropriately thanked you for that.
Well,
Yes, thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
Okay. So let's